Hello, welcome back if you're new here. My name is Veronica. I talk about all the things that interest me and make me feel good. Today's video is a bit of a special one. Today, I would like to walk you through my art practice. You can follow along or listen and let these thoughts germinate and apply them to your next art session. If you are ready to paint, you just need the support. It can be paper or a canvas, and some paint and a brush. I'm using oil, but acrylic or water-based paint works perfectly. Watercolors would actually be amazing for the kind of practice that I'm about to introduce, so if you have them, I suggest you go and grab them. I want to tell you how this practice came to be. Since childhood, I loved drawing. I could not stop drawing, and I remember that I wanted to be an artist. I looked at all the amazing Italian Renaissance artists and thought how I would like to know how to do that. I did not take into account the fact that they did not do their own laundry, but that is besides the point. A child of the 2008 recession, I was encouraged to pursue paths that were considered more profitable. What a lie that was. With time, I stopped drawing, I walked at different paths, and my journey diverged from art. Still, I felt the need to express myself through yoga, cooking, writing. But something was missing. I had moments when I felt compelled to pick up my pencil again. But I was always left frustrated. My skill had diminished. Without practice, I was often left staring at the white paper, not knowing what to draw. I did not know that I was trying to draw a feeling. I was looking for colors and emotions and quite plain backgrounds by the means of a graphite point. I did not yet know that what I was looking for was not the precision of graphite lines, but a loss of shape, of color on a paintbrush. My first trial was a landscape. I did not know what I was looking for. I wanted to paint my favorite place. I wanted to portray the feeling it gave me. But I had not taken into account my lack of skill. I was relying on a technique I did not possess to express a feeling I did not understand. Everything was fine as I finished the background and painted the morning sky. As soon as I moved on to the architectural shapes, though, I knew it would not go as I had hoped. I ended up cutting the canvas apart out of sheer frustration. Nothing felt right, and the feeling I was so desperately trying to put into paint remained locked, caged within me. I kept thinking about what it was that I so powerfully needed to express. It took me 3 years, but now I know. It had been there all along. I needed to give myself permission to grow, painfully, slowly, painstakingly, one small alteration at a time. I needed to be subject to the extreme pressure of my internal demands. I needed to meet myself. This is my new practice. I want to tell you how it works for me, and hopefully for you as well. I am using a canvas here, but a normal piece of paper stitched onto a table would work just as well. This time I focused on feelings and emotions. My first step is to understand my emotional state and to visualize it. Sometimes feelings have messy shapes and palettes. Things don't make sense at first. And it is a little bit more complex than saying, sadness is blue, anger is red, envy is green, and I miss you. It is part of visualizing where the energy in our body lays. Where are our feelings directed toward? Inside or outside? Are they loud? Or do they come in quiet whispers, as if afraid of being felt? I let my heart question my mind. I believe that intuitively I know what I must reach, and I know where I must reach for within me. I let my body guide me through the right path of the brush. On this blue and calm background, calm of a burned out tiredness, I felt the somber shapes of the heaviness I was experiencing. This is not a happy painting. This is meant to comfort the heart that is tired. But it is hopeful. Hopeful because after having embodied our feelings, we may accept ourselves as feely as we are. Hopefully, we might even forgive ourselves for our sentiments. Hopefully, this practice can give you the clarity of being with your body and all which is stored and remembered in it. My second step is to follow the gestures that the body craves. Does the brush need to move a certain way? Why does a certain stroke feel good when another feels obligated? Painting with your body is scary. We do not know the depth of ourselves, the infinite potential that we hold. But we do hold it. Making it small and quiet will not make it disappear. Fear not. Tap into it. Here is where our strength lies. Colors are powerful means to inquire within. In applying this practice, I invite you to stop and honor the subtle cues of your body. If a color feels too bright, too little, or too much, pause and give yourself the time and space to follow this questioning. Give yourself permission to trust your instinct. even on something as banal as the color of your paint or a stroke of your brush. Maybe, especially in the safety of the practice, these quiet acts of listening help us build the foundation of a deeper trust and alignment within ourselves. In a world that constantly dismisses intuition for logic and gaslights us on the very notion of safety, remembering that our bodies are constantly trying to tell us something is an act of silent revolution. Recognize that the practice is safe because it offers absolute freedom. You are the brush. You are the color. Expressing ourselves to others might be difficult or scary. It might carry the weight of consequences. The practice offers us a space that is safe from judgment, except for the judgment that we extend to our own selves. I invite you not to focus on what you might perceive as beautiful. This is for you. This is your gift to yourself. The gift of time, of listening to yourself, of forgiving yourself for feeling too much or not the right thing, being too loud, never talking enough, weird but not the right kind of weird, for feeling deeply but not being able to express it. This is the beauty that counts. Beauty is to sit in discomfort and trying to hold the tension of the opposites, to be with it, to give full freedom to the depth of your feeling. Just because this is not my happy painting, it does not mean that I should not hold it in high value. I love it. My unhappiness has just as much right to exist, to be felt and be understood, as my other, more seemingly palatable feelings. To reject our feeling is ultimately to reject the feeler. We must try and hold enough space for the feeler through the feeling. As I said to a friend of mine long ago, you would not blame the soil for plants it cannot grow. This is the last step. Surrender. How you feel now is inevitable. So is the stroke of the brush. Follow it. Develop it. Give it space. Allow the stroke to bend, the color to fade, to blend, to change. Surrender to this moment. We are our own witnesses. To paint for ourselves, honoring our deepest visceral emotions, the urge to put them somewhere they can be made visible, somewhere they can be acknowledged, recognized, is a radical act of vulnerability. Surrendering is not easy. It is hard. When we allow things to be as they are, when we accept them as they are, we create the possibility for a change. through our deepest intuition and intention, we bring the emotional underbelly of what we are resisting against to light. Light is the best disinfectant. In the scariness of the world we share, safety is so scarce, we forget the feeling of it. This practice holds our fear of vulnerability with an embrace. By being kind to our practice, we can begin to be kind to ourselves, to offer ourselves the safety and understanding that we usually reserve for those we love most. This practice will look different for anyone going through it. Our pains will grow and change. No brush stroke will look alike. And yet, they will all bear the mark of your kindest gift to yourself, of the self in exploration, in understanding of the shapeless and blurred landscape of feelings. Sometimes things will feel very neat and defined at a glance. That is also okay. Things will fluctuate. Things will fade. Our collective witnessing to our inner depth will stay with us, rocking us back and forth, from tempest to idyll, from embrace to farewell, always knowing the comforting underlying truth that we, I, and you must remember. You won't always feel this way.